Hey guys, it's Tiffany, and you found me on the Wise Skies channel. WiseSkiesCollective.com is a metaphysical counseling company. We offer one-on-one sessions, and we also offer a really cool membership. So before we get started with the tarot for the weekend ahead, I have a few little housekeeping items I wanted to run by you. We are doing a membership drive. So everybody that has joined our membership is going to get the same great price of $22. It won't be increased, but we are doing a drive so that the price will increase to $39 on June 1st. So I want to give you plenty of time if you've been on the fence about deciding if you want to come join us in the membership or not, to go ahead and lock in your rate of $22 a month. Of course, you can cancel anytime. There's no pressure. We have a new membership perk, so you get 25% off of your readings if you're a member. That's huge. That's so much. 25% off your readings if you're a member. You also get access to all of our past classes, which right now the psychic development is really popular. There's several cool old past classes: ancient Egyptian magic, runes, astrology, of course, tarot, numerology, stuff like this. So all the past classes, and then every month there's fresh new stuff so that you can keep the cosmic edge. There's AstroTarot readings from me. There's an Akashic record reading from April for the current month. There's a human design support call from Leisha, and there's always a master class that's for members only. So you get so much for it, right? The master class going into May, I'm teaching, and we're going to be talking about the outer planets, but specifically Pluto, as we're going into a Pluto retrograde period, and Pluto is in the last stages of Capricorn. So if you want to get excited about the class that we're going to be working with together in May, I'm going to look at your charts specifically so that I can give you a bit of a hot take on what this Pluto retrograde period might be stirring up for you. So membership drive, join us at wiseskiescollective.com. Click the join a member page, sign up for $22 a month, get that rate locked in. Coming soon is our Psychic Catalyst Masterclass. Will also be free for members. So lots of fun things. Birthday coupons. That's the second piece. Birthday coupons. We want to give you a gift certificate for your birthday, but we don't have them all cataloged. So if you want a gift certificate from us for your birthday, please email hello@wiseskiescollective.com, and we'll be sure you get a gift certificate on your birthday. And last but not least, I have so much to say thank you to you for. I have come from a place of real humility and gratitude. But you guys have booked me out for several months, which is amazing, and also hard because you typically don't book works. You don't book your therapeutic counseling metaphysical session when life is going perfect, right? But I know that these are intense times. That said, I'm booked so far out right now, I have to move to a waiting list. Hopefully I won't have to maintain that forever, ever. But right now I am on a waiting list only. So you can't book with me right now because of that. So I'm going to have a link for you. If you want to be on the waiting list, you'll get an email that says, hey, Tiffany has availability. You're next in line. Do you want to book? And it'll give you some options that you can pick from. So you can still book with Leisha. You can still book with April. Members get 25% off. Hopefully that all makes sense. If you have any questions, just shoot me a note, drop a note in the comment, and we'll make sure you get heard. And now let's look at the cards for the weekend ahead. I'm doing this early because, first of all, I just got off this amazing hike in the Greenbelt here in Austin with my friend Addie, and her business is Don't Fear the Death card. And we brought tarot cards on the walk, and it's just such a beautiful spring day here. The water's flowing. We had lots of rain this morning. And so I wanted to bring tarot into the day. I also wanted to give you that awesome news because Mercury is sextiling Jupiter today, and it's a good day for good news. So let's just take a look and get some early insight on what everybody needs to know for the weekend ahead. Starting out with the Star Tarot, I'm using the second edition of the Star Tarot, and we're just starting with Aries. So what is it that our Aries friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Some practical advice or guidance that would be useful to them. This is interesting because this is one of the cards we pulled on the trail this morning, the Six of Pentacles. Now, I also get the World card reversed. So Aries, this is a card of generosity. It's okay to ask for help, Aries, right? Like it's okay, to ask for help is really, I think, what I want to say about this reading. The World card reversed, it's, sometimes we feel like our world is falling apart when it's actually falling together. And so, you know, the story about like, is it good news, bad news, who knows? That's kind of what I'm thinking. So no matter really what the illusion is that's going on in your life, whatever it looks like right now, just know that there's probably more to the story. And, you know, to not look a gift horse in the mouth, to it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to be generous, but not at your personal expense. And so working with the medicine of generosity may be inwardly towards yourself, knowing that there is a major cycle completing for you in some area, and you might just not quite be ready to let go of it yet. You know, so you might be overextending yourself or oversharing or overgiving in order to kind of hang on to that last little drink, you know, that last little piece of the puzzle. But it does look like this is a cycle that is ready to release, and you have an opportunity to do it. You can die many times, right? You can die many times. There's many rebirths available for us. So this looks like a jumping off moment. So I know that you guys are very brave. I know that the ending, just because there is an ending that's apparent, doesn't mean that it's going to happen right now. It just might be like, okay, now I'm aware. Now I see what's going on. And I'm going to go through with this ending with eyes wide open, you know, heart wide open too. All right. At the end of the reading, I'm going to pick an Ascended Master and also use a card from the Mystic Arc Medicine deck. So if you guys are listening for your sun, moon, or rising sign, that's great. And if they take what you like, leave the rest. And hang in there for the end for a universal reading with the extra decks. All right, just clearing for our Taurus friends. What is it that our Taurus friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? Free Tarot Friday on a Tuesday. It's just that crazy right now. The calendar is full right now, right? So we get the Fool reversed and the Eight of Cups. Okay, so some grief, a decision to, you know, move forward in an area, but just not quite having the right energy, momentum, steam to do it. It just feels like you could be prone to making kind of hasty decisions just because you're ready to. This is about walking away, not looking back, but it's also about looking forward. And so you can see there can be some upside down, topsy-turvy feelings of being naive. I don't think you have all the information you need to make a decision. So I'm just going to shoot straight. I just don't think you have all the information you need to be able to make a decision. So just watch for data points. That is a huge lesson in the astrology in May. Just watch for data points. Look at the crystal from different angles. Get some more information before you need to do anything. So enjoy the show, right? You don't have to drive the car. You just have to sit and watch, right? Observe. Okay, so let's clear for our Geminis. What is it that our Geminis need to hear for the weekend ahead? Practical advice or guidance that helps them feel seen in an unseen world, from the unseen world. All right, we get the Hierophant reversed and the Knight of Cups. All right, so this could feel almost like you're not being heard by the unseen world. So this could be like a losing spiritual direction. This could be spiraling thoughts. This could be forgetting what you're devoted to. This could be a recommitment of sorts in some way to yourself, to your inner child, like a recommitment to something, you know, that is fulfilling emotionally. This could be actually having to caretake as somebody else's kids or pets or nieces or nephews, right? Like this could be, it could feel like something's put on you that somebody just really needs you, and that person could be yourself, right? So if you find yourself spiral thinking, if you find yourself having a lack of clarity with your faith or your direction or the thing that you want to be really committed to and devoted to, again, just we're taking data points and knowing that you might get called into service this weekend. You might get called in a direction where it could feel super grumpy, but if you change the vibe inside and you're like, how can I be of service? Then it might be really great. And it might be one of those moments where it's like you really want to cancel, but if you cancel, you might miss the magic. So don't give up before the magic happens, right? Don't give up before the miracle occurs. Three of Cups fell out. So it might be some opportunities to party too, like cheers, right? All right, let's clear the deck for Cancers. What is it that our Cancers need to hear for the weekend ahead that gives them some clarity, advice, or guidance that they're looking for? Okay, let's see. All right, we get the Three of Swords reversed and an Emperor. So this could be a heartbreaking situation at work. This could be somebody at your work is going through a heartbreak, and it's like be compassionate through the areas where they're walking through. This kind of reminds me that everybody's fighting a battle that you don't know anything about, right? And so when people are challenging you, or if you're going through a breakup at work, or if you're quitting, or if somebody's being fired, or if you can't focus on your work, right, because you're going through a heartache or heartbreak, those are all symptoms of a restless heart. You know what I mean? So just knowing that there is something that does need your attention, and there is something that is, it's like, where can we come at this from a compassionate angle instead of like a practical strategy session, right? So bringing your compassionate heart with you through the week and weekend, Cancer, and knowing that every day doesn't have to be perfect, knowing that there are some things that suck about work. That's why it's called work and not play, right? All right, so just clearing the deck for our Leo friends, seeing if we can find some practical advice, guidance, helpful tips for their weekend ahead for any Leos watching. Thanks for your patience. I'll give you a tip. If you get this video before the email goes out, there is a big gift in the email. So I really want to encourage you guys to sign up for our newsletter. I don't know why I thought of that with the Leo reading, but I did. And we've got the 7 of Wands and the 10 of Cups reversed. All right. So it feels like this is you stepping into a leadership role in your family, and that the family might not necessarily be cooperating, but it's like everybody's kind of bowing down to you in a way that it's like you are taking charge. You're being confident. It can also feel kind of like lonely. So, and sometimes our 7 of Wands can feel like, why aren't you helping me with this, right? Just know that not everybody is completely on board with what you want. And so you might have to come up with some different strategies. People learn differently. People understand things differently. Of course, if you're here, you might be interested in looking at everybody's moon, like their natal moon, right? Their natal Mercury, how they learn, what kind of emotional connections they need, their love language, right? Like their Venus. And so looking at somebody's birth chart in your family can help you relate to them in a different way. Same thing with human design. It can give you so much insight as to the communication style that would be most beneficial to have open communication with others. So it's like, yes, be the fearless leader, but try out some different styles with the different people that you are the matriarch or patriarch of in your family situation, your family dynamic. Feels positive, but it looks like some minor adjustments would really help. So if you have any things to tweak in the way that you're connecting with the other people in your direct world, this would be a good time to pay attention and experiment. See if something else works a little bit better. Try out some yes and no questions. Try out some feeling questions. See what works best. All right, let's clear the deck now for our Libras. What is it that our Libras need to hear? The 8 of Cups fell out, just like who got that? Taurus? All right, clear for our Libras. Oops, I pulled over 3 cards. So Libras, I guess you needed more information. All right, some grief work here, some walk away, not look back, feeling more like a door closed and forgetting that actually the future is really bright. The moon is here. And so I feel like you're being guided through a mystery where you don't really get to know the answer. And that can be very, very frustrating, especially when you're coming to a channel like Wise Skies where you want some answers. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you're here. You want some answers. You want some cosmic advantage. But here, Libras, it looks like we don't get to know everything. The King of Pentacles is reversed. And so you might have just recently spent a whole lot of money. There might be some major debt or some major expense or some major thing that has cost a lot. It could be money, but it could be that emotional cost too. And so knowing that that could be some of the grief, it could be a financial hangover, so to speak. And just know that to trust the mystery, you know, to tighten up if you need to. You know what you need to do with your finances. And some of these big expenses are completely unavoidable. And this is a weird time to be talking about finances with Jupiter conjunct Neptune. So much is in inflation mode right now, and that will absolutely change. You can count on it changing. It's not always going to be like this, right? So we watch the astrology for the cycles to know when the right time to buy and sell is, but yet Libra, part of this is like trusting the mystery. going through the emotions of grief, but leaning into the unknown. Okay, so if you have recently done that, bravo, right? If you're about to do it, you're brave enough, you can do it. All right, so after Libra comes Scorpio. I skipped Virgo. I don't know why I do that, because it's literally one of my favorite signs. Let me go back and do Virgo. Okay, clear for Virgo. I love the Virgo energy. Sorry for that. Clear for Virgo. Don't kill me, Virgos. All right. Let's see. What do our Virgos need to hear? The Four of Swords. Thank you, Spirit, right, for reminding me. This is about rest. This is about putting down the swords. This is about, you know, look, she's hibernating with the bears. It's about taking a pause, not continuing to think through something or strategize or overanalyze or pro and con. This is about really just putting something down, putting your feet up and letting your mind go. The Four of Wands, so 2 4s here for our Virgos. This is about restabilizing your own central nervous system. Sometimes this is like the joy after marriage, like the ceremony card. So there might be some kind of ceremony that you want to walk yourself through this weekend. But the main thing is, like, looks like a lot of rest is needed in order to restore and recover. We're going into a Mercury retrograde period soon here, guys. So I know that there's going to be a lot of mental energy expended on the back and forth, and we don't want to be wasteful of that. We don't want to squander the hours that could have been useful. So Virgos, like, downtime is not wasted time. This is a weekend to rest, maybe play, but the idea is not working or thinking or managing, right? But really just kind of letting go, unplugging, putting your feet in the dirt. All right, let's clear now. We did Libra. Let's clear now for our Scorpios. Thanks for your patience with me when I make those mistakes. All right, Scorpios. What do our Scorpios need to hear for the weekend ahead? We've got a 5 of Pentacles reversed and a 10 of Cups reversed. Okay, so Scorpios, maybe some of you going through a breakup, reorganizing of the family unit, some sadness, some grief, some things that I feel like are, you know, feels like a loss. It feels like there's some disconnection going on. And so, you know, the opposite of addiction is connection, right? And so this could be a call to be more connected, to find people that you're aligned with, to, I don't know, have some awareness around what you feel disconnected from and what you want to be connected to. That could be some useful journaling if you want to go deep this weekend. Otherwise, just give yourself plenty of time and space. Last weekend, I had a lot of tears. I was really upset. I was crying about stuff. And my friend was asking me, she's like, you know, it's okay to cry. And I'm like, when? You know, like when? And so some of you might be feeling like there's not enough time to emotionally process. And so what is it that you could take off your calendar and give yourself a little bit more space to do that? For me, that looks like committing to like a yoga workshop that I wasn't planning on doing. It's like, I'm going to give myself that time and space to do something that is physically and spiritually refreshing, right? Okay, so let's clear for our Sagittarius and see what it is our Sagittarius need to hear for the weekend ahead. A message in the energy of lover above frequency, just connecting in with Sagittarius energy. Okay, we get a 7 of Pentacles reversed and a Knight of Pentacles reversed. Sorry. This can feel like you're stuck in the system, you know, this can feel like you're stuck in something that just hasn't worked for you. It can feel like you planted some seeds and they didn't go anywhere. All right. And so it's like, well, what seeds are working? What is going forward? So it's not getting stuck about this stuff, but it feels like there's just, like, we talk about income producing activities in business. And so it feels like there's a lack of income producing activities. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about like energy. So it feels like there's a lack of seeds that have planted that have been productive for you. And so I think that this is a great time to reassess this weekend and see what kind of garden do you want to grow? What kind of business do you want to grow? What kind of family do you want to grow? And just spend some time on your knees in prayer, really getting clear about that. You know, it's okay to weed, to take the weeds out, right? It's okay to to clear and start over. It's okay to succession plant too. Hopefully you guys are getting my metaphors. All right, after Sagittarius comes Capricorn, clearing the deck for our Capricorn friends, just seeing what it is that our Capricorns need to hear for the weekend ahead. Knowing that part of my strategy for doing this early is that we would get good news today, some good astrology days today and tomorrow. All right, let's clear again for Capricorn. All right, we get the Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups, both were reversed. So something that you've been working really hard on, right, is your ability to reset emotionally, your ability to not take things personally, your ability to be a clear, confident leader, your ability to let things slide off your back. And again, just basically like those 4 agreements, right? But the main thing is, I think you've been working really hard at not taking things personally. So when somebody does this like vague, like, something interesting happened to me, period, send, and you get that text, you know, on one hand, you could be like, what, like, just say it, like, what, like, it could frustrate you, like, what is the interesting thing? Or you could be like, wow, it looks like that other person is wanting an invitation to share or to be seen or whatever. So you could mirror it back to them. You could say, oh, something interesting happened to you, question mark. Do you want to share, question mark? And there, if you have time and space for that, right? So just practicing kind of your own emotional intelligence, maybe even your psychic development has felt a little bit out of reach in some areas, but you're going to get better and better at it because you're going to take our Psychic Catalyst course. I just know it. Our Capricorns are so spot on with their emotional intelligence. And so I know that this is a big theme for you guys right now, especially as Pluto is going retrograde in your sign, Capricorn. Depending on when you watch this soon. And it's in the last few degrees of Capricorn, so it can feel extra juicy. I think it's in 28 Capricorn right now. So, you know, where is your sun? Does it happen to be in 28 degrees of Capricorn? This retrograde cycle might be an interesting one for you to learn a little bit more about it. So I didn't mean to go into my marketing spiel about that, but we are doing our Pluto class for our membership at wiseguyscollective.com. I know you're working hard on this, and I know that you can do it. And the more you take nothing personally, it's like you're just so free. You're just so free, Capricorn. I know you love that feeling, right? All right, let's clear for Aquarius. What do our Aquarius friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? 2 of Pentacles and a 7 of Wands. All right, making a financial decision that really benefits you, putting yourself first. This is a choice that feels like it comes at a cost. And so it's almost like, I got this email last week where it's like, if you can't find a win-win, find a win-lose, okay, Aquarius? And so the win, you're going to be the winner here, but maybe it's time to find a win-lose. All right, Aquarius, very simple, direct, straightforward message for you. All right, after Aquarius comes Pisces. And after Pisces comes our Ascended Master cards and our universal reading with the Mystic Art Medicine deck. So stick around. All right, for Pisces, the Knight of Swords fell out. We'll just shuffle one more time. Okay. And by one more time, I mean I'll throw the cards everywhere. Okay. All right. Interesting. The 3 of Pentacles reversed again and the Death card reversed. So some of our Pisces, you know, are going through a season of loss, of change by ending things. And so there's a story in yoga that this reminds me of, and it's about Shiva. And the story of Shiva, the destroyer, right? It's like the saint of yogis, Shiva. And if Shiva loves you very, very much, he will take everything away from you. So there's nothing left. You're stripped of everything. So it's basically just back to you and God, you and God, you and God, you and your creator, right? So creator of your own making. Now, this is interesting news for our Pisces because they're already so connected. But yet I feel like there's just a reminder that it's very easy for you to blend in Pisces with other people's feelings, with their thoughts. Like you might be very open to their thought forms, and you might be taking them on and experiencing them as your own. Just know that through this season of loss and change and death and rebirth, the cycle of funerals and seed planting, all of that stuff that comes up in the spring, I feel like it's just really important for you to get clear on what's yours to kill, right? What's yours to let go of, and what you might be picking up at a collective level that you can't really do anything about, that might be providing a sense of frustration, right? So it's a very, very fine ethereal line between those two things. But I know that you are elevated and evolved and will understand what I'm saying. And, if not, your DNA will, and you'll be able to kind of think through that this weekend. All right. So the main thing, be honest with yourself and find that line between what you're experiencing and what you might be taking on, what you might be feeling from somebody else or in the collective world. So for everybody watching, let's just take a moment to clear the Ascended Masters deck and ask which Ascended Master would best guide us throughout the coming days. The Ascended Masters are here to help us. They're real. All right, let's clear for our folks watching. So teacher, so Maha Kohan, you might be receiving a new teacher, you might be being called to teach, but the idea here is that there's a lesson and there is a divine orchestrator, that there's something to learn, right? And so that means that there's really nothing that can go wrong. Let's look at the card reading here. Okay, so the teacher, the divine director. It says this card is about learning and teaching. You've learned a lot from your experiences and relationships, and now it's time to pass that knowledge along to others, right? So paying it forward. Your current situation is bringing you opportunities for spiritual growth and teaching you some important life lessons. As soon as you understand and accept these lessons, old patterns will drop away, right? Just like that death reversed and that world reversed and those patterns we saw. As soon as you understand and accept these lessons, old patterns will drop away and be replaced by wonderful new life experiences. All of those 8 of Cups that we saw, they will be replaced by something better, better than you could have ever thought possible. So additional meanings are that there's a person or situation bringing you important life lessons, to ask yourself, what's the blessing that this situation has brought me? Your life purpose could involve teaching right now. You might need to forgive a teacher from your past, or you might be encouraged to, urged, or called to teach others. All right, last but not least, let's take a look at the Mystic Art Medicine deck and just see, really sinking into what it is that our group needs to hear in the coming days. Soul purpose. So anybody, it looks like Moses, right? Anybody going through a soul purpose, a changing, like following different winds, the winds of change are here. And so you might be called in a new direction. So remember that Moses had 40 years in the desert, right? Like 40 years. So if you need 3 years to change, it's not that long. So let's see. Know thyself is what this card says. Know thyself. To live congruently with your soul purpose and embody this intelligence directly requires self-inquiry, which we love to do at Wise Guys, right? Self-inquiry. Trust the process. Relinquish control and surrender to the divinely orchestrated cosmic plan. Choose to live as an example in harmony and wholeness with your soul's highest purpose. The choice opens doors. As you allow this emergence, you consciously return home to the love in your heart. So it says that Moses invites us to surrender consciously in spirit to God's infinite light. Saying yes to this prompting of your soul purpose is love's divine fire. From your most sacred inner self, consciously unite with the power and majestic truth of heaven's etheric language of light. Remember, command the Red Seas to part and your soul purpose to rise up before you. Take your creation beyond where it has been before. That speaks so much to me. This is like so perfect. So I hope this speaks to you too, guys. There are codes of light working through you to help illuminate your soul's purpose. It can evolve and change. You're not missing the boat. You're not missing out. So let's just trust the process together and lean into the moon card that the Libra's got, that leaning into the mystery, the unknown realms. It can be really fun and beautiful. We can feel protected and safe in the unknown realms too, in these times of limbo. So, all right, until next time, guys. Membership drive, join the membership while it's $22 only. Price is increasing in June. Everybody that got it before is going to be grandfathered in. New membership perk, 25% off of readings. That's awesome. You'll get the coupon code. Masterclass this month for our members only is about Pluto. retrograde in Capricorn. So I'm going to give you some hot takes on what I think that's doing to your chart and what you might be letting go of, eliminating, moving through, transforming through. Ongoing support Zooms, Psychic Catalyst Masterclass, birthday coupons, email me. And if you want to work with me, please get on the wait list. Again, Leisha and April are still open. You can still book with them online. I just happen to be really far out, and it's starting to frustrate you guys more than it is be helpful. So this is the best solution that my teacher came up with. That's how she operates her practice, and she suggested that we do that for a period right now as an experiment to help as many people as we can, right? All right. So have a great weekend or week wherever you are. My blessings, my heart goes out to you. Thanks for being here. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, namaste, guys.